There you go. Hello, everyone. I'm Shruti Parkar, and welcome to Kabuliwallah, the storyteller. In today's introductory video, we'll be getting to know the mastermind himself behind this channel, Mr. Suhas Palekar. And you'll also be getting a brief overview of everything that you can expect from the channel in the coming videos. So, without much further ado, let's begin. So, sir, you've had quite an incredible life, a remarkable career, and you've also mentored and coached many people. So, while I'm sure that your life has been very rich and fulfilling, I'm sure there must have been a lot of it must not have been a straight arrow. There must have been many challenges and ups and downs. So, can you share few of the landmarks in your life with our young audience today?
Hi, Shruti. Nice to see you here and good to see you open this session as well as begin this program, which has been a long-standing dream. Yes, the I'll spell it out for you like this. That when I start my educational qualifications right from St. Mary's High School in Mumbai, Ferguson College, and Tata Institute of Social Sciences. And all this, excepting for St. Mary's, which I perforce went by because my parents put me there. But all of them otherwise is by more by default. I went instead of joining Xavier's in Mumbai after my schooling, which I was told to. I sort of went off to Ferguson College in Pune because Ferguson had a name for people who had joined under civil services. So, although not that Xavier's didn't have any alum from there. So my focus was to do my civil services, and my civil services was more not towards civil services per se, but it was foreign services and international civil services. Although being from Mumbai, I did not know IIT Mumbai existed in Mumbai. I did not know IIM existed, nor did I know that XLRI existed. I was a blinkered person. I only knew foreign services into foreign services equal to foreign services. So that was all that I knew. Uh, Now, to tell you in St. Mary's, I was a naughty kid. Uh, I certainly was also a deviant kid. I got a pink card, I got a white card, and I also was the best house captain as well as the sports captain. So the leadership skills were imbibed. I have been, if you have seen, I think that film with Chuck Day, where in one of the scenes where one of the players is pulled out and kept aside, and that person gets very angry with the coach. So similarly, you can imagine a scene that happened with me whilst I was playing football, where I was playing centre forward and I kept rolling the ball all to myself, and I was pulled off and put onto the lines. And I was taught why I was put onto the lines. And one of the important messages that I learned from there was you're not on the lines because you are a poor player. You're on the lines because you don't let others play. And it was very an important lesson that if I had to be a good leader, I had to play others play. I had to get the best of them. And therefore, I think I'm able to spot talent and the hidden talent today. One of them being you, as to why I focus around you. You remember as to how I was grooming you into what you're doing today. Was to focus around you to get the best. So that was in school. In college, there are two important episodes. One is I went off to Bangladesh as a volunteer for the refugees on the borders of West Bengal. Uh, we were in army tents. We would see the Mukti Bahini, which probably very many few of us would ever get to see ever in their lives. We saw the army pass by, uh, giving their loud war cry of Har Har Mahadev, and it was an immense sight to see our tanks go by, of our soldiers going with their guns. Oh, it's something that still your whole emotion sort of rises. Um, it's very important because we also saw the Mukti Bahini and their execution squads. Um, and one, however hard one may want to believe in human rights, one saw that in front of you. I also was at the age of 17, 19, we saw what human trafficking was. We also saw flesh trade and how we fought against all that. It's all primarily because refugees came in, they did not know who is who, children did not know who their parents were, the mothers did not know who their spouses were, and the spouses did not know, the men did not know who their women were. I mean, it was all, as sometimes we use a very loose phrase, free for all, but it wasn't really free for all. It was a tough life. It was a life of insecurity, a constant emotional churn as to what is going to happen in the future. Come what may, cholera spread, and we have to carry dead bodies on a bamboo, almost like tying a donkey, and in a most undignified manner, and take them and push a little bit of mud and push the body inside and pull the mud over. We didn't know who had died and what records. So it's really a sad story that we went through. But yes, as a student, what made me what I am is the sensitivity. I got in a lot of sensitivity. As far as the watershed management, within watershed management, two is we fought against I fought particularly against the contractors on employment guarantee scheme, they would make a lot of money and not give money to the people. But I saw women who would put opium in the mouths of their two lactating mothers would put opium in the mouths of their children so that the child doesn't ask for milk anymore. It was terrible. It was terrible to have that feeling. We ate supadi, which had come under PL 480 from America, which was nothing else but horses' food, and that had to be eaten because it smelled. You can't believe it. You just can't eat it. That horse food, and people will eat that just to keep, and therefore malnourishment spreads. Uh, well, we've seen all that. I have eaten that food, and I can tell you for sure how lucky a generation is that they are not treated to a PL 480. So that's the journey between college. Then, of course, I got into it. It came out to be a U-turn one someday or the other. I didn't know how it took place, but I decided not to go for my father's services anymore, and I joined the Jayaprakash Narayan movement and dedicated myself for a year organizing Satyagraha. It was a student movement for reforms, and it was known as Total Revolution or Samagra Kranti. Post that, I went off on a small trip to Germany to speak on student unrest, and I returned back just at the time when the emergency was declared. And so some of us had been told to hang around on Mother Earth and not go into jail. So yours truly went into one educational jail, and that was known as Tata Institute of Social Sciences. But I didn't know what Tata Institute of Social Sciences is, if you ask me today, excepting for the degree that we got. But uh, many of my friends whom I've been meeting recently have been telling me that they told me how naughty and how a rebel I was, and I just can't believe that I was such a bad rebel even in the institute. In the corporate world, I have been known as two. I have two famed names. One is that I'm a corporate activist, and the other name that has been given to me that you're an asset. And this name was given to me by none other than XLRI in a survey that they conducted on organization design, and they said the vice president is an ascetic. So ascetic. So I first looked up the dictionary twice to understand what. And so I asked them. I said, Father, why have you called me a monk? They said because your style of living is like a monk. Because you don't want to live in those luxuries when you travel. I said, Father, it doesn't make any difference. I just have to go work and move out. So I don't believe in that I need to stay in a five-star for that. He said, that's what makes you an ascetic. So that's been. So I've been a corporate activist. I've been, but yes, known for cultural change. Yeah, I have been known to be a rebel as well as we had LGBTQ policies right back in 1996, 97.
Wow.
I had an adoption policy. I had companionship policies where adoption was almost like a 3 month leave, like maternity. And then, of course, we had paternity, and the public know about us. People would laugh at me and say, what do you mean by a paternity? I said, well, wait, it will come again. And so now you have these paternity leaves, etc. But we certainly had encouraged LGBTQ, but under the garb of companionship. So I had changed those, glorified those names, but I knew what I was talking. So very many still call me as I think ahead of my times, but I don't know whether I really do think ahead of my time. Yeah,
Like, wow, that's really amazing, and this is a life well lived, right? From, like your dedication to civil service and inclusive policies and everything. It it's a great honor to know somebody like you, and I'm sure that our viewers would also draw inspiration from your life. So now let's move on to the next question, which is the name of this channel, Kabuliwala, the storyteller. It's quite unique. So can you tell us the story or inspiration behind that?
Kabuliwallah came to me very naturally. Honestly, I didn't think. I just called it. I called myself. Somebody was saying that you love to tell stories. I said yes, like the Kabuliwallah, and that's how Kabuliwallah came. But when you're now asking, I started reflecting as to why I use the word Kabuliwala. And the word Kabuliwala came from two sources. One source was obviously Rabindranath Tagore's book on Kabuliwala, on his stories on Kabuliwala. The other certainly was my own Pathan, who taught us, who was a guardian in school, and I was a naughty kid, so he would probably run us all around and with a stick and push us into class because we used to we also wanted to bunk, and he knew exactly where we would hide. So he would like push us off into the classroom, or he would catch us and say, "अब तुमको father के पास लेके जाएगा." That is how he would speak. I mean, their push to Hindi was superb, and I still remember him saying very often, "Hey, तुम बच्चा बहुत 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 मस्ती करता है, तुमको लेके जाएगा father के पास." And we used to दिलाना लेके जाओ लेके जाओ. But he really was a loved person, and we really care for him. So Kabuliwala on that, but on the other hand, Kabuliwala, who used to come from Afghanistan to sell dry fruit, he he met up with Minnie, a young girl, which has been to my, and he developed filial ties, father-daughter relationship because his daughter was back in Afghanistan, and I'm not talking of these Pathans that you and I know of after 9/11. I'm talking of those real Pathans who were so amiable, who believed in India, and they were very fond of India, and we were very fond of them. So those people who came to us, and this dialogue went on between the daughter, and then it so happened that he got into a confrontation whilst collecting his dues, and he was put behind bars. And then when he got released, he went back to see Minnie's house. So Minnie wasn't there. Minnie had grown up and got married off. So he went to meet her there, and then Minnie refuses to sort of acknowledge him, and he says, "I don't know who you are." So this is a strange twist in our lives. So in my life, this has been a strange twist where people have come in, walked out, and people have grown and have contributed, and then they suddenly say who you are. You turn around, we don't know you, right? So for me, Kabuliwala is that storyteller who actually tells the stories of those people where people turn around to say, "Hey, who are you? We don't know you," right? So I believe that most of us go through this where you invest and then suddenly says, Khuda Hafiz, and then one fine day you find yourselves looking and saying, right, did I ever meet this man or person again? So that's it. So Kabuliwala has come from there and it stays with me even today as a story.
So that's a very, very beautiful and touching story. So let's move on to the next question. Your guidance and mentorship has been hugely helpful to a lot of professionals, including myself. And I'm sure that our viewers would also benefit from your videos in the same way. So, what kind of content should they be expecting from this channel?
They certainly would expect one of the channels that we would expect it to be. I would expect it to be. I certainly would not be positioning those repeat programs that are seen on other channels. Say, for example, if you got how to get into the United Nations, I would probably put it as a playlist and people can see it there. But that is not my intention at all. My intention is to focus around those programs and interpret it for people as we need to. For example, the United Nations Millennium Fellowship I have been advocating for the past quarter. Uh, I do want to believe that UN fellows people should be between the semester of August 23 to December 23. The difficulty, Shruti, is people are unable to understand is it doesn't take away your academic it doesn't hinder your academic career at all. Number one. Number two, it doesn't cost you a rupee. It doesn't cost you a bar. Number three, lingo is not the barrier at all. Why are we considering that English is a barrier? I don't think English is a barrier. And number four is poverty. That I am poor, and that really hurts me a lot because I've gone through that drill myself. We are not poor. We are quite creative in getting resources, garnering resources to ensure that a project is complete. We don't have to be dependent on money at all. And if at all I need money, I would source it from people and repay it back to them. So that's one thing. The other one is something that I'll be announcing on a broadcast very soon. But I want to stop these broadcasts because I believe that these broadcasts then suddenly become a clutter on everybody's WhatsApp. But I have no choice but to do this WhatsApp. This is about Arise. You'll be very interested. You know how they select a candidate? They only select 500 people globally. It's a it's a scholarship which will take you for your life. You don't have to pay a rupee after that. You are permitted to come abroad, study. They have their residential programs. They have their summits. I think this is a new vista that is opening up, and these are for children who are between 15 to 17 years, mind you. They are not undergrads, they are between 15 to 17. So in our language, it will be between standard 10 to standard 12, right? 15, 16, 17. So I'm advocating that. You know how are they selected? They're selected by their videos, they're selected by their projects, they're selected by their nesting. And if they can't produce any of these things because of technological challenges, they give you alternate technology. So this is a Rhodes Trust as well as a Schmidt Trust, which have gotten together to form this program known as Arise. Incidentally, coincidentally, the United Nations Millennium Fellow, as well as this, they want to build better future leaders for the world who are focused around sustainable development and social impact. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to get into social impact. You can become an HR person and do a great work. You can be an engineer and be doing great. So there can be social innovators. So the point is, this is that focus that this channel will take. Number three is that there will be anecdotes told from books like this. P. Sainath, this book is just at the shelf. I received it yesterday. And P. Sainath has written about from those people who are going to be no more to tell the story of independence. Now we even need to find out that the story of independence will not be told anymore by a set of people who have lived it, that means who are in their 90s and hundreds. They are not going to be told. So who will capture them? The historians cannot capture that story, excepting for archaeologists. Right? But an archaeologist will not tell you a life story of Jallianwala Bagh because unless you've gone through it. So somebody who's gone through Jallianwala Bagh and if he's captured in this book, then obviously that story would be more poignant. If somebody's gone through an 84, would probably be more poignant. Anybody who's gone from 1992, 1993 would be more poignant, especially people from Mumbai. So the point is that can we capture these stories? I know of a student who's come back from Dad's university, who's done his be electrical or electronics. He's teaching in the developed community in a municipal school in Pune, teaching maths and science. I've been fascinated by this boy. Why is he doing it? And why should we not tell about it? There is another girl who's working in another community where their rituals didn't dignify a woman. And the woman is fighting back against that. And people like us are supporting her. And I'm not going to use this channel to talk about that story, but yes, we're going to get that girl to talk about that story. Now, how she's fighting against it. She didn't go to the attention social sciences. She need not have gone through an XLRI. But the very fact that she feels that the social ritual hammers the dignity of a woman, that itself for me is a story. And that we need to talk about. You may not believe that there are so many Tatanji of social sciences girls who are working with tribals in Rajasthan who, during their 5 days of rest of a woman, are kept in houses, shut doors with filth. And these girls have gone to educate them on sanitization. I'm sorry, on sanitation and health and hygiene, on sanitary napkins, pads. They are tribals. These girls, and I'm talking of 2022 के पहले 3 साल 4 महीने की बात था, end of 2019, and their stories are there. There are girls who are gone around. Now there is one girl who's talking of using organic milk of donkeys, and she's producing organic soap. Why is that story not good? We have to tell that story. Showing that life is just not getting into the corporate world, it was just not getting more, but can be entrepreneurial. And here is a girl who's saying that the population of donkeys is only 1 lakh or globally, and she is advocating for. She's created parks in Leh Ladakh as well as in Delhi, Noida, and so these stories come to me. So you have anecdotes, you have fellowships and scholarships, and there are these untold stories of young boys and girls, not of elders. We need to tell them their stories. So this is that channel which I wanted to be as unique as that. Yeah.
Wow, I'm really like blown away by the, by the stories that you shared and everything else. And I I'm sure that our subscribers as well are really eagerly looking forward to everything that you have in store of us, whether it is stories, anecdotes, or information and resources. We're really looking forward to it. So, with that, I think we can conclude today's session. And so, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. And if you all have enjoyed today's video, do not forget to leave a like for our Kabuliwala and to
You all like for you too.
yes, and please share this video with like-minded, curious individuals. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations for future videos, please feel free to mention them in the comment section. Thank you so much. Goodbye.